What's up everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. Today we are talking about my tech essentials. So we're going to be talking about the products that I use every single day. And I split them into three main sections. The first one being the tech that's in my pocket. The next one being my essentials that I carry in my bag. And then what's on my desk. We're only talking about the essentials. So let's get started with the tech that lives in my pockets. You can probably guess what it is. I only carry two pieces of tech in my pocket. The first one being, of course, my phone, and it is the iPhone 13 Pro. It's right now connected to my mic, and it's definitely been a super solid phone. We now know that the iPhone 14 Pro will be coming out pretty soon. I believe it's on the 7th of September, so I might be changing it pretty soon, but we'll see once the new phone releases. And this phone has amazing cameras. Of course, it's the main reason why I picked up the Pro model instead of the regular model. And then there was also the battery life, which is once again absolutely amazing. I almost never charge my phone up to 100%. It lives in between, I would say maybe the 40 and 80% battery life. And if I charge it up to 100%, it can probably last me for a day and a half. So no complaints to be done anywhere on that phone. I absolutely love it. And on my phone, I'm running the Mag Easy Case 2 by Pitaka. And a huge thanks to them for sending me this case over a few weeks ago, I believe. I've been using it ever since, and I really love the finish of it. I've never been a huge fan of having cases on my phones, because especially with iPhones, I find that they look so good that it kind of makes me sad to see like super big chunky cases. That might be something that you're into. I don't personally like those kinds of cases. And this one is a super slim case, super minimal. I think it looks really good, especially with the kind of carbon look to it. They call this technology carbon weaving. And unlike other cases that I've seen in the past where it looked like a kind of plastic case with just a sheet of carbon fiber like finish on top, this is actually, like this case, the carbon finish wraps all around the case, and it definitely feels really sturdy. It is also MagSafe compatible, so if you're a fan of MagSafe accessories, you'll be happy to see that this case works really well with all of them. And I actually found that the magnets in this case are stronger than the actual real MagSafe magnets, so they hold to accessories a lot better. And they also mentioned to me that they have the cases ready for iPhone 14. So if that's out now and you're just seeing this video, well, they do make those cases for the iPhone 14. And of course, I'll leave the links to all of that in the description below. Once again, a huge thanks to them. And on that case, I run another accessory by Pitaka, which they sent me well, all at the same time. And it is their slim wallet. It's called the Mag Easy Card Sleeve. It's a super slim, super minimal wallet that works with MagSafe, so you just kind of slap it on the back of your phone and it holds there. It's really slim, so it's not annoying. It doesn't feel like it's in the way. It also adds a bit of a nice curve to your phone, so it's a bit, I find it's really comfortable to hold. And sometimes I keep it on the phone, sometimes it's just in my other pocket. But regardless, I've always liked super slim, minimal wallets. The old one I had was also a really slim wallet. It was starting to look a bit beat up, so definitely came in at the right time. And they say you can hold up to 2 cards in there. However, I have 3 cards in there, so I have my credit card and then my 2 IDs, which are my driver's license and then my medical card, because Canada. And so I definitely think if you have like 3 cards, you'll be perfectly fine. I did try to fit 4 cards in there, and it was not a good idea. It doesn't fit at all. But if you have a few business cards or something that you like to carry around with, maybe 2 cards, I think you'll be perfectly fine. And my phone is always in my right pocket for no good reason. Well, I am right-handed, so it kind of makes sense. And in my left pocket, the only piece of tech I have is my AirPods. These are the AirPods Pros. I did do a more in-depth review of them not that long ago. The main question was, should you wait for the 2nd gen to come out, which once again might be coming out around September 7th now. But yeah, they're super good, I find. The sound quality is good. The noise cancelling is really good for everything that I do. I use them like all day long pretty much. Whenever I'm listening to music, podcasts, audiobooks, if I'm at the gym. So super solid product that I use every single day. And of course, carry my car keys in my pockets, only my car keys, because I don't like to have bulky keys. I keep the rest of my keys in my bag, and I'll show you well in a minute when we get the bag. And now let's talk about the tech essentials that are in my bag. So I have no idea what the brand is of that bag. I did do a more in-depth video of what was in my bag, so if you want to go check it out, I'll leave a link well somewhere at the top here and in the description below. So my essentials for there, we'll talk about the main pocket first. I carry around a camera, which I'm currently using to film this video, so I'll show it to you in B-roll. It is the Nikon D5200. It's actually my dad's camera. He lets me use it pretty much whenever I want, except if he's traveling, he likes to carry around his camera, which I can definitely understand. And with that, I have the basic kit lens, which I believe is something like an 18 to 55 millimeters. And with that, I also carry this lens right there, which is another kit lens by Nikon, and it is a 70 to 300 millimeters. And I am aware that kit lenses aren't the best quality and you're not gonna get the sharpest shots ever. However, I only post my photos on Instagram or Vero these days, and having a kit lens that has that much bandwidth is really nice because depending on the situation, I can just carry around this lens and it's perfectly fine. And the quality of the pictures are really decent for what I do, so I don't have any complaints with this lens. Another item that I carry around in the main pocket is my iPad. This is the iPad Pro. It's the smaller version. It's a bit of an older model. It's the model before the M1 chips, and I would have recommended if you do pick up an older version instead of the new ones for a while, because they do the job really well. However, with the new iPad OS 16, you will not be able to access all of the features if you don't have the M1 chip. So if you're looking for an iPad, I would say that the older models are sadly not worth it anymore. Go with the M1 models instead. And I really think they're a solid device, and especially with with iPad OS 16 coming out, a lot of people are going to be able to use these as their main devices. And I did do a video about why I can't use this as my main device, but you might be able to. So if you're wondering if it's the right device for you, go check that video out. And the last and final item that lives in my main pocket all the time is my Kindle. Ever since I started to carry this around, I read a lot more, whether that be at night or if I'm traveling or when I'm at work. And the cool thing about this one is it has a small backlight built into it, so if you're reading and it's dark or something, you can just have the small backlight open and you'll be able to read in the dark. It won't be bad for your eyes, and you don't have to keep your lights open. So let's say I'm reading late at night, my girlfriend's trying to sleep, I can just use this instead of having my lights on. And the book I'm reading these days is The Mountain Is You. I actually started this book like yesterday, I think, so don't have much to say about it right now, but I think it's gonna be a good book. And then at my absolute back pocket, I keep a set of keys with an AirTag. So I have a spare key for my house, the mailbox, as well as a bike lock key and a tag to get into the place I work at. But the most interesting part is this AirTag right there. Since I always keep these keys in my bag, if I leave the house without my bag, which as I said holds my camera, usually my Mac as well, and my iPad and all of that, which I need pretty much every day, I'll get a notification on my phone telling me that I forgot my bag. If someone was to steal my bag, I would also be able to track my bag. And if I happen to not have these keys in my bag, which happens sometimes, it's super easy to find them because of this AirTag. And now this AirTag is in a case, which is once again by Pitaka, and the links will be in the description like I said. And it's a really cool little case because it's actually a multi-tool case, so you can open up, it has 4 small tools in there. It also protects your AirTags in case like me you just throw them in your bag. It actually has a few scratches because I didn't used to have this case in the beginning. So on there you have 4 small tools. Like I said, you have a small knife which will be really useful to open boxes or letters and stuff like that. It's not like insanely sharp, but for opening boxes and stuff it's perfectly fine. Then you have 3 small screwdrivers. So you have an hexagonal one, so kind of like a small Allen key. And then you have the classic Phillips head and a flat head. I've used this quite often to set up tripods. And then I have another small pocket in the back here, which I carry a small dongle, and this one is cool. I've talked about it in the past. I use it mainly because, well, it's super small, so I can carry it around. It has everything that I need, nothing that I don't. I can plug in my SD cards for the camera, so it's been super useful. I always carry it with me, and I use it every single day. I have a few pens. They're mostly regular pens. They're made by an engineering company called Rotring. They make cool pens. This one is especially nice. they're nothing special, but this one can kind of open and close, which protects the tip of the pencil so it won't break. And they are all made out of brass, so they feel really nice and heavy in your hands. They're definitely just regular, nicer pens, but I do use them quite often, and I like to draw, so it's nice to have nicer tools. And then the last thing in my bag is this small wireless battery pack, and this is called the Mag Easy Slider. It's once again by Pitaka, and so this holds about a full battery of my phone. So you just turn it off by pressing the small button. You'll see the battery indicator, and it just slams onto the back of your phone. And it feels really, really secure. I'm not scared of dropping it or anything, and it matches the carbon weave finish of the case. And the really cool thing about this, and this is why it's a perfect segue to the desk setup, is that it comes with this entire charger, and you just plug this battery pack on there, and then you have a charging station that can live on your desk. And you can actually glue it to your desk. I haven't done so just because I know I'm going to be moving it around. So once it's on your desk, it can spin around, and at the back you can see you have a little station to charge your AirPods. And if you have the AirPods Pros, you can set up the small kind of plate a bit higher, and if you have the regular model, you would put it at the lower level. On the side here, you have a USB-C hole. You can plug in this accessory to charge your Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is currently getting repaired by Apple, so I will be getting it back fairly soon. And at the bottom here is where you would plug in the power cable, which is once again USB-C. So you can just keep that on your desk and charge your phone wirelessly. You can just slap it on there, whatever direction you want. I've been using this a lot to watch YouTube while I'm working. And yeah, so once you're leaving your house, you can just pick up the slider itself, and you have your battery pack with you. And another cool thing is you can purchase this entire setup as a set. So you would have the whole charger, and you would have the case as well, all together. And I think it's a super cool little gift box if you are looking for a gift for someone. The unboxing experience was actually really nice, so it's super fun. It comes in a really nice box itself. And then of course on my desk I have a few more essentials. The number one is of course my computer, which is a MacBook Pro. It's a 2019 model, and so it has the touch bar, and it's the basic M1 MacBook Pro. I've talked about it in the past as well. Low storage and low memory, and I probably will be upgrading it soon. But regardless, it does the job mostly fine for everything I do. Only place it struggles with is when I'm editing a lot of video documents. However, for the most part, it is perfectly fine, and it's still a really, really solid device. And then another huge essential for me is a good notebook. This is one by Moleskine, and it has the little dots in there. And the reason why I like these so much is I find it's a lot easier to think on paper than on screen, especially if you're using a lot of pro apps. It can definitely get overwhelming pretty fast. And I found myself quite often thinking about the tools I was going to use more than what I was going to create, and having a notebook to think in instead of doing the thinking in those apps is both a lot faster, and you have a lot more freedom to do whatever you want. I also, during meetings, I'll write down notes in there, so it's kind of my everything notebook. And I have a bunch more pens, of course. I like good pens for whatever reason. And I also have the MX Master combination, so the MX Master keys, the MX keys actually, and the MX Master 3. I wouldn't consider the keyboard to be a huge essential, because I think any keyboard would do the job pretty well. I do love the MX keys. However, the MX Master 3 for me is not a mouse that I could replace ever. It's super comfortable. It has a ton of features. You can reprogram any button that you want on there, so it's super, super nice to have. And also I use the side wheel a lot, whether that be for when I'm editing videos, I can go through the timeline and there. And if you're in an app, being able to move from side to side is really cool. It also allows you to connect up to 3 devices on there. So I have my personal computer, my jobs computer, and my secondary personal computer, which is a gaming computer, which I use sometimes to edit videos and sometimes to play video games, which I haven't done in a while, but it's on there regardless. And another thing about this mouse is that it's insanely comfortable, and I actually carry it around. I know it's a bit chunky, but whenever I'm going to work at our office, I will carry this mouse around because it's super comfortable. If I'm just going to a cafe or something, I'll probably bring a smaller mouse like the Magic Mouse. But if I know I'm going to be using my computer for a while, the MX Master 3 will be with me for sure. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you'd like to know the tech I would recommend for students, or if you're looking for good bang for the buck tech, check out this video I made exactly on that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.